Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of Soldier Talk the podcast. I'm your host, Staff Sergeant McPherson, and on this show we discuss military topics with current and prior service members. Today I have Sergeant Graves with me. How you doing, Sergeant?
Doing good. How about you, son?
Kind of go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, Sergeant.
All right. How you guys doing? My name is Sergeant Graves from 601st MCAS out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Been in the Army now for 7 years. Been a Yankee since day one, A1. That's pretty much it.
Okay, sir. Where you from?
Originally Philadelphia, but I call Germany home, being a military brat. So, granted, I've been in for 7, but my entire life I've been around the military community.
Okay, sir. So kind of explain to the people, as a 92 Yankee, what positions have you held as a 92 Yankee?
So as a 92 Yankee, I started off at the unit as a unit supply specialist, working underneath several NCOs. And throughout my career, actually, I got to the point right before I got to this unit where I was stationed back in Germany, my hometown bomb holder, where I had the opportunity to be the S4 NCOIC for about a month into my PCS here. So now I'm kind of back in my roots as a supply NCOIC for the company. And it's definitely been an experience, to say the least.
Okay, so sorry. Now that you guys have had like you can kind of estimate on how much experience Sergeant Graves has. We're gonna get into the subject for today. So today we wanted to talk about picking up at the SSA. So, far as picking up at the SSA, Sergeant Graves, can you kind of explain the steps on to picking up at the SSA, Sergeant?
No, certainly. So the first step actually is to have an assumption of command orders. The assumption of command orders is basically paperwork saying that your commander is in it's basically paperwork saying that who your commander is and specifically what unit you are part of. After you have your 1687, you want to have, or excuse me, after you have the assumption command orders, you want to have a 1687, which is also known as a signature card. On the signature card, it is basically allowing you to sign in the commander's behalf, essentially. So if it can be sometimes your XO, or if you have a supply clerk under you, you can put them underneath and have the ability to request and receive supplies from the SSA. Sometimes, depending on the unit, you can also, besides picking up your Class 2 items, you can also pick up Class 2, Class 9, and if it's property book items, Class 7.
Okay, sorry. So now that you have explained the 1687 and the parts that you were supposed to pick up, so what parts are you authorized to pick up?
So for typically in this unit, because I don't have a 92 Alpha assigned to me, I pick up Class 2 and Class 9. So there you have it. Yankees can do what Alphas do.
Okay, so in G Army, what's the T code to? Can you explain to people what's the T code they go into G Army to generate what's they got at the SSA?
Certainly. So you would go from the main menu. You would go to, oh my goodness.
VL06I?
Yes, VL6OI. So you'll get a sheet that looks just like this. This is what we printed off from yesterday. And this basically shows what exactly I have at the SSA to pick up. From picking up the SSA, you should expect when you get there, these should be the items that you have. If you are doing the correct recon in a sense of making sure that you are picking up the items that are on your VL06I, then the items that are at the SSA should match what is on the sheet.
Okay, so once you get to the SSA and they issue those items that you expecting, what's the process then? Sorry.
So as soon as you received and you've made sure that the quantities match and the VL6OI matches what is on hand, then you would go in and PGR the items that you have received. So essentially all you're doing is clicking and saying you have received it. Once you've received it, that shows on both sides that you have received it from the SSA and you'll be cleared. So that way, when the next time you do pick up from the SSA, the same items that were that were on your previous VL60I aren't there.
Okay, so now that you guys have got an idea on what's the process on picking up at the SSA, you want to also, if you're getting something from the SSA, you want to also make sure you inventorying what's actually there. Or if you get issued anything, property book items, you want to make sure you checking the serial numbers, making sure the serial numbers match what you're supposed to be receiving. So, like he was explaining the PGR process. So the PGR process is basically the same way as you looking to see what you have coming on the inbound, but then you going in and you basically confirming that you have received this equipment, and it'll kind of refresh, and it'll basically say, okay, you received it now. So now that Sergeant Graves have explained to y'all picking up the SSA process, Sergeant Graves, is there any type of advice you want to leave any soldiers out there who might be listening?
Yes, I think the only thing I would say is whatever issues or problems that you have at work, leave it at work. And when you come home, make sure you have that differentiate, that safe place. And if you don't have that safe place, don't feel more than happy to reach out to your battle buddies, your family. There's always someone here that is willing to listen. I know the holidays are a tough season for a lot of individuals, and I just want to let you guys know that you guys are not alone. We are a family, and you should always feel happy. You should always feel that you are important and your life matters.
Okay. Sergeant Graves, I would like to thank you for this interview.
No problem. I appreciate it, man.
And this has been another episode of Soldier Talk the Podcast, and I'll see you guys in formation.